So guys, the Star Wars Hunters Season 4 Arena Pass is probably one of my favourite Arena Passes so far. Nox is a huge amount of fun, and a lot of the content in this pass I really like the Terentatek skin for Reeve, the Rancor skin for Scorer, and plenty of other cool avatars, stickers and more. But deep within the actual Arena Pass itself are quite a few interesting references to things, so I thought I'd go over the top 5 or 6 of those today. But before I do get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on so that you don't miss out on any more Star Wars Hunters content. But without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. So here we do have the Arena Pass itself. This is the Terentatek skin for Reeve, and this is the first thing that I really want to touch on. That's the avatar for it. We then also have a sticker and then the actual skin itself. Now, a Terentatek is believed to have been essentially a Rancor transformed by the dark side of the Force, which I didn't actually know about until literally just before researching with this video. Whether that is the case or not is yet to be known, but regardless, Terentateks are from the planet of Kashyyyk, and this is essentially what they look like. They crave the blood of those who are Force sensitive, and it's actually been said that Yoda and Count Dooku actually fought one before as well, whilst Dooku was still Yoda's Padawan, so that is pretty cool in my opinion. And the fact that they are believed to have been derived from Rancors transformed by the dark side means that they do have a lot of Sith sort of references and connotations in a way, so it actually makes perfect sense for Reeve to have a skin of this, and I just think it's a really cool reference in the game and definitely makes it one of Reeve's best skins. Now the next thing I wanted to mention is this sticker for Reeve. It's actually for free. It's called Reeve Nihilator, and that's because it's in reference to the Nihil, which is essentially the big super bad organization in the High Republic era, who are basically just marauders and pirates and just the worst people in the galaxy. But this sticker and essentially the skin for Reeve that we will eventually get in the store, this helmet itself is actually very much inspired by Lorna D, who's one of the Tempest runners, so essentially one of the second in command within the Nihil. And I just think that's so cool, honestly. I imagine we could get a Markian Row skin at some point for maybe Amara Vex, or probably Reeve again in all fairness, but I feel like someone like Amara would be perfect for a skin for Markian, but we will have to just wait and see. Regardless, I think it's really cool that we are getting more High Republic references in this game, and there are plenty more skins in the store as well. Moving on to point number 3 though, there's actually a few pieces of sequel content in it. So with number 3, I just want to touch on the avatars. This is the first one, which is called First Order Defector, and you can see Finn in his Stormtrooper armor with the jacket of Poe and the downed TIE Fighter. Then a little bit later on, we then have this one of Rey going to a Star Destroyer. Now this game is actually set during the time of The Mandalorian, so realistically it's probably about 10 ABY, so only 6 years after the Battle of Endor, which means that the sequels are not a thing, the First Order are not really a thing. So it's kind of one of those things of how is this possible since this is a canon game. But obviously because they are avatars, they won't actually be essentially used by the hunters, they won't be a part of the actual arena. So whilst the game is canon and everything sort of in it is, the avatars are more just a piece of fun for us as players, so it pretty much just gives them free reign to use anything they want to really. Obviously you just have to be careful then when it comes to skins, because Sentinel couldn't get a First Order Stormtrooper skin for example, unless they somehow did a time jump going forward. Personally, I think this game would have worked better in the sequel era, like post episode 9, just because you then do get access to all of the sequel stuff. I would love to see sequel content in this game, like the First Order and Sith Troopers and things like that for Sentinel, and a Rey skin for J3 for example, Kylo Ren for Reeve and so on, but it doesn't seem to have worked out that way really. Things could change of course, but we will have to wait and see. Regardless, it is cool to see sequel content in this game. Now point number 4 is this victory pose here. This is another piece of sequel referencing, and you may remember this scene from The Rise of Skywalker where Kylo Ren or Ben Solo is fighting the Knights of Ren with Leia's lightsaber. He then holds it behind his back like this, and Rey does the exact same thing, and essentially they transfer the saber across to her so that Rey can then pull it out and use both sabers to fend off Palpatine's lightning. So this is a direct reference to that, I would imagine. So I just think that's really cool, and again another good way to get some sequel stuff into this game. Now the 5th and final point I want to make is Nightwind's Slayer. It's said that Nox was part of the Order of the Nightwind, and for those who don't already know, the Order of the Nightwind was seen in the Book of Boba Fett. You may remember a scene in the first or second episode where Boba and Fennec go to the cantina of the Twi'lek, and as they're leaving after sort of making their first official visit, they are attacked by a group of bandits wearing red cloth, and they have big rectangular shields. That is the Order of the Nightwind, the organization that Nox was a part of here, and this is likely her outfit she wore whilst being a part of them. She actually left the Order of the Nightwinds to join the arena, so it would make sense that Nox does actually have this still on her, most likely. So I just think this is a really cool way to get things like that into this game. I never expected this, honestly, but I think it's a great skin and I cannot wait to unlock it. But guys, they are the sort of 5 to 6 things within this arena pass that really stood out to me in terms of referencing. There's a lot of great content in this pass, like I said before, so let me know in the comments if you got this pass and what you think about these references as well. That is it from me today though. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you